back home in Ecuador. HC5DX, good morning. KK4GZQ in the group.
Roger, KK4GZQ, HC5DX here remote in Elizabethtown, Kentucky. KY4JLS, yes, I'm remote. And I've been back home now for almost a month now. And we just had 2 hams left the shack. I dropped them off last night. Going back up to North Carolina, they were operating the ARRL DX contest. So that was a lot of fun, but I'm recovering from it too. All is good here. We're getting acclimated again. I believe my wife is going to be up there in April. And then I'm going to be flying up to Atlanta on May 13th. Have a 3-hour stay at the airport, then flying up to Dayton, Ohio. And I'll be staying over at N9LBW for a week for the hamvention. And then from there, I'm flying out to see my daughter in Atlanta. So this will be my first time to hamvention, so I'm pretty excited about that. I can't wait. Yes, Bob. As usual. And so is everyone else on this illustrious group on 394. Hotel Charlie 5. David X-Ray, handing it over to KK4. Someone else. I got you confused with someone on 36-2. KK4. Shit. I just had a little bit open the memory there, so I'll get it just a second. And here it is, KK4GZQ. Well, there's a couple of call signs that are close here. Take it away there.
Okay, David. HC5DX from the group, KK4GZQ. David, I believe you've got your, I think you said you were using the online SDR there in Elizabethtown, Kentucky. I think that's the one you said you were on. I'm on a receiver here that only receives AM, and I believe that you were on sideband during your transmission is what Don sent me a message here on Facebook Messenger and said, I believe he's on sideband. Yep, he is on sideband. But anyway, sounded like Donald Duck to me, but I got most of everything you said. I did hear you talk about going to hamvention this year. Oh, that's going to be great. It's going to be I think there's going to be a lot of people going to it. In a large AM gathering. I was listening to Bob KN4HH talk about it with Jay, KK5IM coming from Texas. Going to try to get a bunch up here. Going to try to see if I can talk BJ and John and coming up and from down in Florida or whoever. And Perry and his dad possibly, and Craig and Kevin maybe from down in Wisconsin. And I know Steve and about a bunch of the guys up from Pennsylvania are coming, and so that'll just be great. Don, I don't want to make an old buzzard here, but you know I just heard I fell asleep. I did not see the UK LSU game, but gosh, I'm glad to hear they won that. That's just awesome. You know, they're tough. Kevin, I appreciate all your comments about the drop-in blower that'll fit the 2-holders on the AL82 or like my AL 1200. If I want another blower, I don't mind any increased noise at all. If I can keep it cooler, that would just be great. So with that, let me go ahead and back off here and hand it over to. I don't think Gary was there, so I'll send it to. I'll send it over here to Don. Whiskey Charlie 4 Alpha Group KK4GZQ.
KK4GZQ WC4D. Yeah, Perry was confirming. Yeah, he was on sideband. Yeah, I just went over and hit the button on it. I could hear him just clear as a bell when I went to sideband. It's one good thing about working a rice box, man. You can sit there and do all these things really quick, and but I thought, man, oh man, I can't understand a word he's saying. He's about 30 over, but I couldn't understand nothing. And as soon as I hit the sideband button, there he was, clear as a bell there. So anyway, Dave, good morning. And I hope you are receiving in the AM and not sideband like we were trying to figure out what you were saying there. And yeah, Kev, I'm pretty sure I'm going to go to up to Dayton. I pretty much got my mind made up. I'll go. I really don't know what I'm going to do yet. Thursday, my friend has the big Pater party, like I was telling you about. So I might go up there and spend Thursday night up there, and then just go to Hamfest on Friday. I don't know that I'll be around on Saturday. I don't know if I can do 2 days of walking or not. That's to be determined yet. I have to get my little scooter out and get it. I charged it up just a couple months ago, but I'll get it out and charge it again. Make sure it's in racing form. Put some flames on it. Put the AM flag up on the back of it. That way, people might recognize who I am when I'm going around. I'll be the old cripple guy who can't get out and walk all that much. So, but I really would like to meet a lot of the guys here that we talked to, and hopefully, like you said, Perry and his Frank can make it over, and the Florida guys get up here. If Art and Joe get up there, it'd be nice to meet them guys, and we'll just go with it from there. Kevin signed, he went to go eat breakfast, so and Gary left. So I guess I'll turn it back to Perry because I don't know who else. There ain't very many else. Well, not long to talk yet. Anyway, there's not many of us left. Okay, Perry. W3MMR, WC4D.
WA1HLR.
Strong down here too, very strong. So good bad conditions between us. Fans been super long all morning. It's really long. And Don, you said you couldn't even hear me, which is pretty rare. So it's in weird shape this morning. But yeah, I did switch over to the SDR. See, that would help out my cause and all, Don. No, I was telling that David was on, I think he was on AM. I'm pretty sure, unless he was on double sideband, but on my pan adapter, he had 2 sidebands. But it looked like the carrier was folding back on itself. Like he was really overdriving it hard. And, but it did sound like he was on sideband. It really sounded like he was on sideband, but for guys on double sideband, that didn't sound like that. So it sounded like he was on sideband, but looked like he was soft. So anyway, good morning to you, David. Down there in warm Ecuador. But it's hot and muggy down there. That's what it looks like on TV. God, that was such an American thing to say, wasn't it? Anyway, 43 degrees here. I'll keep it moving. I'll send it up to you, Tim. All right, and then Timmy, you send it to David. God, what was David's call? KC4DX. Somebody can verify that for me. I'm sorry, I didn't write it down. But yeah, Tim, up to you, and then over to David. WA1HLR. And the group W3MMR.
Yeah, W3MMR from W1HLR. There I was on 3705 looking around for people, but I didn't hear anybody, and I finally heard you up here. I just had a couple of brief ones there. Yeah, with the email correspondence, I don't know if you want to discuss it here or just keep it strictly offline. Go ahead. I don't know how long I'm going to stick in here because it's dependent on whether or not I can hear other people, and, you know, it's getting into daylight and conditions are going away. So, well, who'd you say? HC5DX? If you're hearing me, go ahead from WA1H.
Hotel Charlie 5 Delta X-ray. That's better. It was on AM, and I believe the audio was restricted and never modulated.
You need to turn the carrier control up to 100% on the flex radio.
I have that control here.
David, and have a good day. Mac, was that you I heard in there? And David, thanks for joining in. I don't think, it still sounded like it was on sideband. Mac, was that you?
Yes, sir. I didn't identify myself. I was just trying to help. Good morning. KC4D W3MMR. And here in, I've got Rebellion on this morning. I'm running two different receivers with it, an HQ170 and an R390A, my third R390A in the shack. Just trying to make sure all the equipment gets exercised, but he does have double sideband, he just has no carrier. And it looks to me like if he's on a remote flex radio, there's a carrier control in AM, and that always needs to be set to 100%. People I think they're going to save their amplifier by turning it down, but that's not the solution. The solution is to use less power in your amplifier if you're worried about your amplifier, but leave the carrier control on AM at 100%. Anyway, I was just trying to help out. KK4GZQ, W4AX. AJ1G still in.
Very good, Mac. W4AX in the group with WA1HLR joining. Good morning, Tim. Good to hear you in there. And Tim, I heard you say last night, I was listening to you on the old BC348 out back in the bedroom on the antenna. I listened to you a lot, and heard you say that you were 70, and I didn't realize that your age difference was that much difference in mine. I'm 55. And Tim, boy, it would be just great if you could find a way for you and Marcy to come down from Maine and make Dayton Xenia this year. Man, that would be great. Mac, I wanted to read you a quick email here I got from Toby down at Flex Radio. He says it has a problem with a generator and balance test for the main signal processing. He says it's not normally a difficult repair, just takes some time. He's going to let me know if it's going to be over the initial 1 hour. Does that sound all right to you, over?
Yeah, that sounds reasonable. I'm glad you did get a response. So, I just wanted to proceed. I think this is a Flex 3000, but you might let me know W4AX.
Hey guys, Chris is still in there, so we don't forget about it. GZQ. Yes, it is a Flex 3000. And I had to have it down there once before because I left it hooked up in some electrical activity
I didn't take a direct hit or anything like that, but it was in the area and seemed to have done something to it before as well there, Mac. Over.
Chris is still in there. Let's not forget about Chris. I just want to remind. I heard him break in.
Okay, very good, Perry. I'm about to finish it up with Mac here.
Well, I would just say that sounds very reasonable, and probably just pop the diodes on the front end, do the electrical activity. Go ahead, Kevin. W4EX.
Very good. And Perry, I'm going to go ahead and just send it up to Chris, and if you would break in and let Chris know when I turn it to you. Over.
Yeah, roger that. Let me see. Chris, you're going to turn it over to Don, WC4D, AJ1G, W3MMR. Guess he's not hearing me. Yeah, I guess Chris isn't hearing me.
Going on?
I don't know, it just got real silent.
Maybe he had to get going.
Yeah, possibly. Kevin, do you want to see if... Don, I'll send it down to you if you're still in there. And then, Don, maybe you can try to pick up Chris. WC4D, W3MMR.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't see anything. I was looking on the scope. Well, I understand when David was talking. I went over and I went back to sideband again, and I could understand him. He was just as clear on upper sideband as he was lower sideband. So that might be a first. I don't know that I've never heard that before, but I can't say I really messed around and ever tried to look for it before. Good morning, Tim. Big signal into Lexington, Kentucky. The name is Don, and the call is Whiskey Charlie 4 Alpha. You were on a couple weeks ago. I think we heard you in there. And a friend of mine, Doug, K4PM.
I want to go there.
Highly of you. He's had several conversations with you. Doug's been inactive for a while, so maybe I talked to him yesterday, and he's fixing up another antenna, so he might be getting on the air here pretty soon with us. And Mac, boy, I'll tell you what, you're sounding good. And boy, you're a wealth of information for the guys with the Flex radio. My buddy Lou, he used to work for Yazoo, that now is a salesman or sales rep or promoter, whatever he does. I'm not sure what his title is there with Flex now, but he sure gets around a lot, does a lot of traveling. So I guess when you get in that position of doing like they do, I mean, he's in California one week, and it's just amazing between him and Ray Novak how much traveling them guys do for all these different conferences and different campsites that they go to. Man, the miles they put on every year. But I guess that's their job, so yeah, I'm sure they're both from what Lou's Corvette and everything else that Ray's great big bus that he has, RV that he rides around, they must be well compensated for their all the travel. So with that, I'm going to try to carry up the AJ1G up there. We'll try it again, see if you're in there, and see if we're picking you up. AJ1G, WC4D, are you there? I'm not hearing Chris at all. I don't see nothing.
All right, Timmy, pick it up and then send it back down to me, and then we'll keep it. I'll send it back down to Kevin, or I'll send it to Max, and it can go to Kevin.
Yeah, okay, Perry. Yeah, conditions are a little different. You know, you pretty much have had the dominant signal in here, but I'm receiving as well as transmitting on the wire array. And nice to meet you, Don. WC4D, not a bad signal up here in the state of Maine, as is Kevin. KK4GZQ. The others I'm not hearing very well. As far as receiving sideband goes, I'd have to put my rice box on to do that. Using the SX62 and the, you know, it does have a BFO, but the BFO is fixed in frequency and it always, over the years, drifts one way or the other, and then I got to open the receiver up and all that. And because of whatever drift, it probably would not be worthwhile to even think about putting a product detector in it or any of that kind of thing, so the hell with it. You want to talk to me? You get on AM, period. And that's how I play the game. Now, as far as Xenia is concerned, I doubt I'm going to be there. And, Marcy in the beginning used to travel with me to various ham fests, but it's not her thing. And as the years have gone by, she is not into the long-distance walking and the uneven terrain and all that kind of thing. Field area or whatever. So, the only possibility of me coming out that way would be if, say, a friend of mine says, hey, I'm going, and it's like maybe an 8 or say a 7 or 8 hour ride to get to whoever it is, say in the New York or Jersey area. And if I didn't have things going on, then I'd probably go. You see, in the month of May, we have Nearfest, which I'm involved with, and that I think is the first week. It's the first weekend in May. First weekend in May, and that's the name of that tune. And then after which, life for me gets kind of busy around here, depending on how I feel, as I have had a bit of a reoccurrence of the Lyme disease, and I'm under a crap load of meds, and it knocks the snot right out of me to where I lose a lot of endurance to do things, which is a real drag. I'm 70, all right. I had no concept of how old I'd get till I reached the end of the line, and aside from the Lyme disease, I would say I'm far from reaching the end of the line. At least I hope so. And we'll leave it at that. So, I'm just going to listen out because, I'm not hearing everybody. So, Perry will be an email contact probably today. I know you sent up a bunch of attachments, and my wife was using the computer in the office and looked very briefly at your email. I guess there's a bunch of other attachments, so nothing happens where I generally hang out on 05, then I'll be firing up the pooter and looking at them. All right, on that note, I'm going to listen out. Go ahead there, Perry. W3MMR in the group from WA1HLR.
Yeah, all right, Tim. I'll keep it short. I'm gonna sign on this one. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna get all this rack here plugged in and figure out what's plugged in and what's not. Because I know I was borrowing patch cables from this processing equipment for other stuff. So, and I had some stuff unplugged. So I gotta crawl into the desk here and see what's plugged in and what's not. So it might take a little while to get everything figured out. So 7-3 to Don, 7-3 to Kevin. It's been fun this morning. I didn't have anything. I think I wanted to say anything. I think I just wanted to sign. And Tim, yeah, it's just a bunch of pictures of the rig. So I know there's a lot of them. I just figured the hell with it. I'd send over everyone that I was sent, you know. The guy who has it doesn't know anything about it. He doesn't know anything about anything. So he just sent me a bunch of pictures of everything that he, everything that he could there. So take your time with it. I'm not in any rush. So, but I appreciate the help. And so 7-3 to Mac as well. Great hearing you. 7-3 to David, if you're still listening. And Don, yeah, like I was saying, on the pan adapter, it looked like he was on, 100% looked like he was on AM, just really folding back hard on his carrier. Like, the sidebands were way higher than his carrier. Until he would, and then until he stopped talking, and then the carrier would come up. But yeah, you're right. If you switch from lower sideband to upper sideband, it sounds crystal clear and the same. You don't on both sidebands, so it was an AM issue. Maybe it was what Mac was talking about with the carrier level. Anyway, 7-3 guys, down to you, Kevin, and we'll talk to you guys a little bit later on. And maybe we'll get back. We'll be back on probably a couple hours with this rack here, hopefully. KK4GZQ in the group. 7-3 guys from W3MMR.
Yeah, AJ1G back.
Hey, there he is.
Okay, and there's Dan in there. More Dan, M-A-Y-E, recognized. I'm just going to flip it on down to Mac, W4AX, and Mac, if you want to send it back to me, or if you want to see if you can pick up Dan, November 8th, India Echo. He may want to make one this morning as well. W4AX, KK4GZQ, the group 7-3 Perry.
Chris is back in there too.
All right, KK4GZQ, W4AX, good morning, everyone, and good morning to you, Dan, and Paul, I hope you have a great day. Yeah, I know Lou very well, and he does travel quite a bit around us, and I certainly have sympathy for him. And I've retired now, but in my last job, I had a job where I had to travel to about 40 countries globally every year, about 725,000 air miles. So I certainly know the rigors of travel and time zones, etc. When it comes to getting on an airplane, and I do have a lot of sympathy for Lou, but he does enjoy it. He tried to get me to go do some of those damn tests, and frankly, I just hate booth duty. So, I'm up for on the back end and helping with the business decisions, etc. Anyway, I'll try to keep them short. We have a pretty big group. So, Dan, I'll pass it up to you. Good morning. N-A-I-E, W4AX.
All right, W4AX in the group. Echo. Appreciate it very much. Good morning to you. Don't forget about Chris, guys. Everyone's starting to get here this morning. Got kind of a late start here, getting down to the track. And actually, left that break. When it gets up and things can get different. That's the story of my life. Won't make it long-winded because there is a big group of you, my understanding this morning. Just wanted to get on here and send a quick shout-out to everyone, and hope everyone has a great, fantastic day. So I'm going to sit back in here and read things and catch up on the group here. All right, guys. So not sure who it's going to, you'll have to let me know. This is November 8th, India Echo.
Dan, Perry broke back in and said, let's try Chris one more time. AJ1G. Morning, Dan. KK4GZQ.
Hey, Chris, you there? Yeah, I'm on. All right. Well, Chris, if you're there, break in when you get back.
Actually, Don probably ought to take it.
All right, I'll take him up. I'm going to sign anyway. I expect it's time for me. The 7 o'clock hour is the time I like to eat. So I'll say good morning to everybody. And Tim's listening out, he said. And Dave said, that was interesting this morning. I've never heard anybody talk on upper and lower at the same time. So that was good. And I guess he's still listening to this. Mac, yeah. Lou and all them guys. I met Lou several years ago. We do the conference there at Petco over there in Pigeon Forge every year. I'm on the committee over there that does that along with Dave Anderson and stuff. And when Lou used to work for